The college basketball experience, Michigan State Spartans 2022-23 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. And from boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today and bet $100, win $100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/wynnbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. So do that today. And then remember, folks, to let it ride.
This is Martin Cleese, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience. Michigan State Spartans 2022-23 season preview episode. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink, and I don't have stress, and I'm healthy.
Oh man, talking Sparty basketball. It's a blue blood right there. What do you mean? It's always great to talk Sparty basketball. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bob Huggins at West Virginia, host of the NFL Gambling Podcast, host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Give it up for my guy, Ryan McIntyre. How you doing, Ryan?
Doing good, Colby, and I'm sure all the Spartans fans listening out there, it hasn't been the football season you wanted, but don't worry, basketball is here. Tom Izzo's here, baby.
Tom Izzo is here. I'm very excited to see. And look, year 28.
Crazy.
Woo. 666. That's a bad omen to start the basketball season. But he has 666 wins. That's not a bad omen. 200. So he's 666 and 267 in 27 years. You'll see the graphic if you're subscribed on YouTube. YouTube.com/the college experience. I mean, I was just telling you this pre-episode. So I remember watching, Michigan State basketball pre Tom Izzo. And they were still a solid program, but wow. I mean, what he has done with this program. They haven't had a losing season. Now I know 2021, they're 15-13 and 9-11 in the Big Ten, but I mean, they still had a winning season and they lost in the first four to UCLA in a crazy game where UCLA ends up going to the Final Four and almost knocked off the team that played in the national championship. But he hasn't had a losing. I'm sitting there like going through and I'm like, wait, have they really not had a losing season? I mean, you go all the way back to 1987 under Judd Heathcote. I mean, that's a long fucking time, but I'll say this Izzo's never had a losing season. Year one, he was 16-16. That was his worst year. Ever since then, he's had the program rolling. National championships, Final Fours. I mean, you worked for Coach Huggins, Hall of Fame coach. What do you make of Tom Izzo? I mean, this is a first ballot Hall of Fame coach, you would say, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I love Izzo being a Hugs guy. He's a throwback guy as well. Take it a step further. He's only had one losing season in Big Ten play, and it was that year 2020 through 2021 when there were no fans because he didn't have that East Lansing home court advantage. So, I mean, he's made the tournament every year since the year 1997, 8 Final Fours. He's just Mr. Consistency, and that's why he got into the Hall of Fame in 2016.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. That's why I guess that's my fault there. I didn't even bring that up. I didn't even think about that. He's already in the hall. I'm the fucking idiot here. But yeah, I mean, either way, he's just killing it when it comes to. I'll be honest. I kind of thought he had a losing season in there early on in his career. He didn't.
So did I. No.
Yeah. Just an unbelievable run. In East Lansing there. So and you look at this year's team, you look at last year's team, and you know. I wonder what this team will be like because, well, let's just get into it. They lose a couple key pieces, in my opinion. Gabe Brown, just about 12 points a game. Marcus Bingham, who I thought played big in moments, just about 9.5 points a game. Max Christie left early for the NBA, and then Julius Marble, who was a solid contributor, left for Texas A&M. That's a lot. That's a lot to lose right there. They're not big on bringing people in on the portal. Marble's the only thing that was transfer portal, in like if you pull up their transfer portal, that's the only thing that was departing, nothing arriving. What do you make of replacing all of that? Can they?
I'm never going to bet against Izzo. We just read off all his accolades, but this is going to be one of his more challenging coaching jobs since being in the East Lansing in the early days. I mean, he loses a lot, and he doesn't bring in a lot from the transfer portal because he hasn't really been – he's not a big transfer portal guy just because he's an older school guy. So, I mean, it's kind of the Michigan State way. He just needs guys like Hoggard and Walker to take the next steps, and then Hauser as well.
Yeah, and I know they have the Jaden Atkins injury. He might be back. I saw that he might be back earlier than projected. That's something to monitor because I think that he was going to get a lot more minutes. Got about 15 minutes a game a season ago. They did get Joey Hauser back, yeah, and I just feel like that's a lot to lose without bringing in. Now they did bring in some key freshmen. You look at Carson Cooper comes in, a freshman. From IMG Academy, maybe that's one that can work out. Trey Holloman comes in from Minnesota. Jaxon Kohler coming in from California. I just don't know because another thing is Izzo traditionally doesn't play a lot of young guys. I feel like, am I crazy on that statement, or do you think you'll see some of that class, getting in the mix? What do you think?
Maybe Kohler just because he's 6'9" and they need some depth in the front court. But like you said, Izzo likes to have 3, 4, 5-year guys that he can develop and do it the Michigan State way. So no, I think they're going to lean on these vets and just bring these freshmen along, and maybe they can give them something come February into March.
It's going to be interesting to watch. I mean, the Izzo teams are always interesting to watch the progression throughout the year, almost like Boeheim at Syracuse as like team gets better and better. Sometimes they might start out a little struggling and then you see them find their stride. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to watch. And folks, remember, when the college basketball season starts, just like every other year, we will be here every single night of the season. Yes, we will be here talking best bets. We handicap every single D1 college basketball game. And also, we're not all strictly, yes, we're a gambling show. We've never had a losing season, but we also just love college basketball. Long before we ever gambled, we love college basketball. We'll talk about the key matchups each night, what games we want to see, what matchups that are within the matchups. You're going to see Hauser going up against his former team, something like that. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. And we're on YouTube. Once again, youtube.com/the college experience, where we also host the college football experience here too. So we talk college football year round. Talk college basketball year round. But I want to project the starting five, which I actually think on this one, I think I might be able to, a lot of these teams, you see so much turnover that it's actually like kind of taking a dart and just throwing it at the wall. I feel like I might be able to accurately project the exact starting five of the Michigan St Spartans. But first, before we do that, I got to tell you that the college basketball experience, Michigan State 2022-23 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan. Hello. New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. And from boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds on every single major sport, WynnBET is what you need to win, baby. Sign up today and bet $100 win $100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. All right, we are back projecting the starting five. Never an easy task in college basketball 2022, but I think I might just have figured this one out. You look back at the minutes that are returning, and they kind of tell you the tale. AJ Hoggard at the 6'4". Well, actually, it's going to be him and Tyson Walker. I don't know. You think? Do you think Jaden Akins will get a chance to start?
Well, last year Hoggard and Walker split, or Hoggard and Walker, not Hoggard and Walker. Hoggard and Walker split the tongue twister there. Split point guard duties because they were trying to figure out who was the better option going forward. So I think he plays them both this year, and I think I could see Atkins. I know Izzo said in the preseason press conferences that he may go small ball in honor of Draymond Green, so he may slide Hauser to the 5 at times. But I don't think he's going to start small. So I think he'll bring Atkins off the bench.
Well, especially, considering the foot injury, but I'm thinking like maybe mid January, you might be seeing Hoggard, Walker, Atkins, then Hall and Hauser, but probably to open the season, you're going to see Sissoko in there. Matty Sissoko, get him the rock, the big man, 6'9". Getting just 4 minutes a game last year. Just give him an opportunity, baby. Yeah, this team doesn't have a lot of height. Kohler, maybe the freshman or Cooper you'd see in the mix, but gonna be very interesting to watch. I think that's our starting 5 though. Hoggard, Walker. I'm gonna say Atkins. Mid January will probably be that guy. Then Hall and Hauser. Let's talk schedule. Let's talk non-con schedule, and bring your whiskey if you are a Michigan State fan, because holy shit, when we load up, look, we've been previewing all these teams. Go check out all of our previews, people. But I mean,
I haven't seen one like this.
This one, I mean, it's pretty impressive. They open up the season, and this is one you're really gonna need to beat Northern Arizona because Monday, November 7th, the Lumberjacks of Northern Arizona travel all the way across country to East Lansing, Michigan at the Breslin Center to take on Sparty. They're going to be 1-0. We know that. I watch NAU. I've been in Flagstaff. They're not good. You know what I mean? So I mean, they seem to be getting a tiny bit better, but come on, they're not going to win this game. They're not good. So 1-0 for Sparty, right?
Yeah, 1-0 for Sparty, and let the fun begin now.
Well, then you got the Armed Forces Classic. All right. C9 misfire. You sank my battleship. This is played on a fucking battleship in San Diego. Unbelievable. Like, this is like, they should do this. This is like when you watch the Above the Rim and they're playing on like a rooftop. You know what I mean? Like, this is just insane. They've done this classic. They're playing Gonzaga though. Like, I get maybe going to San Diego, a little vacation time while you're there with your basketball program, but man, you're taking on the Zags who brought back everybody. I bet you this deal was negotiated before that happened, where they all of a sudden Timmy comes back and all these people and Izzo's like shit. I got Gonzaga winning this. You?
Yeah, you touched on the Michigan State front court issues. This is not the team to play when you got front court issues with Timmy. Give me the Zags here over Sparty on the battleship.
Yeah, I just can't see. I mean, look at the schedule. Well, guess what? 4 days later in Indianapolis, Indiana, you take on the Kentucky Wildcats and John Calipari. Kentucky's loaded this year. I know they lost in the first round to St. Peter's. I want to take Sparty. You know I love to fade Kentucky, but I'm not going to do it because Kentucky's loaded. I got Kentucky winning. I got Sparty 1-2. You?
Yeah, no, I hate Kentucky as much as anybody, but Kentucky's going to win this game. We just said it. If you struggle with Timmy, you're probably going to struggle with Oscar Sheboy too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, then on November 18th, the Gavitt tip-off games, no big deal, right? Oh, Villanova only went to the Final Four a season ago. Yes, Jay Wright is gone, but I think Kyle Neptune knows the program's in and outs over the past, like 18 years. He's been in Philadelphia. If there's one they could get, this is in East Lansing on FS1. What are you doing here? Because another thing is, thankfully Villanova doesn't have Justin Moore. If you're a fan of Michigan State, I'm going to say they get this one. You?
Yeah, no, this is a desperate spot. Not so much desperate in terms of it's still only game number 4, but you don't want to start 1-3 and then have to go to the PK Classic after that. So I think they get this one done narrowly.
It's a great game. Yeah, and then Ryan just alluded to this: the Phil Knight Invitational going on in Portland, Oregon, where they take on the Alabama Crimson Tide to open things up. I could see them beating Alabama, but I could also see them losing to Bama. Like, I think Bama is a more talented team, but Tom Izzo is Tom Izzo for a reason. It's a far trip for both these schools, really. Bama's a weird team, though. I mean, I watched. I think it was Furman almost knock them off last season. Like, if Bama goes, first off, they're like Paul Westhead philosophy: run up the court, shoot 10 million shots as fast as possible. If they're off, they're susceptible to lose to a lot of teams that are not as talented as them. However, gosh, this game's on ESPN. This is on Thanksgiving. Giving us great basketball matchups. I'm going to take Bama. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to go Bama. I think they just got more coming back, and they'll be better than Michigan State early.
Well, things get better the day after Thanksgiving because you get leftovers for us. Well, not for Michigan State. If they get leftovers, it's going to be in the name of UConn or Oregon. Shit. I would assume Oregon wins that game because it's in Portland, so the crowd will be Duck fans most likely. So I gun to my head, I think they probably play UConn. This is a brutal schedule. This is an unbelievable schedule. I'm taking UConn. UConn brings back a ton. I mean, they like some key guys. Sonogo. They get Tristan Newton from East Carolina. Another thing is Sonogo's a big. Like this team doesn't have a legit big. If they're going small ball, every team they play, with the exception of Villanova, has bigs, elite bigs. I'm taking UConn. What are you doing?
Same. I'm going to take UConn. These two played in a fantastic game in the Bahamas last year. Sparty got it done, so I'll take UConn in the revenge game.
Well, then they get the third matchup, which we don't know who it is, but this is a loaded slate. I don't know, man. What do you got them going? You got them winning one in Portland?
So if they lose the first two, they're in North Carolina's bracket, and North Carolina plays Portland. So they would play Portland in the 7th place game. If they play Portland, they're gonna
I think they'll beat Portland.
It's a road game.
But it's a road game because it's Portland's home state, or not home city, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So one win there. Jeez. Then you come back home, and we're still in November 30th, ACC Big Ten Challenge. You head to South Bend to take on Mike Bray and Notre Dame. And look, this is a winnable game for Michigan State, but I'm kind of high on Notre Dame this year in the ACC. I think they're going to be a tournament team. So this schedule's insane. I would love them to be hosting this game on the road. I mean, shit, didn't Notre Dame beat Kentucky in South Bend a season ago?
Yes.
I mean, I lean Notre Dame.
I go Notre Dame too, and they're going to go right from Portland all the way to Notre Dame here. This is a long road trip, and I don't think it's going to end well for them.
So through the month of November, we have them sitting there at 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 and 5.
And that's with the win over Villanova.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then we get the Big Ten gives you these couple games early on, little appetizer for tournament play. Big Ten was nice to him because they gave him Northwestern, Chris Collins. I feel like they always open up against Northwestern. It feels like, but a couple years ago, I think Northwestern actually got him. I got them beating Northwestern in East Lansing at the Breslin Center. Northwestern, everyone. Pete Nance is at Carolina now. Another Ryan Young's at Duke. They all transferred out. What are you doing here?
Yeah, they're going to be very happy to see Big Ten play after that gauntlet that they went through in November.
Yes.
So I think they start 1-0 in Big Ten play.
So that puts them 4-5. Then at Penn State, I do like Micah Shrewsbury. I thought his team fought for him well. I think this is a dangerous game for them, but I'm gonna even call for 5-5. I think they get the dub in State College, University Park. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, you said a tricky spot. I think they just get by Penn State, so they need to get this one to get back to 5-5, headed into this last 3-game stretch before Christmas.
Yeah, December 10th, they get Brown, who I was impressed with last year in the Ivy League. I know their record doesn't say it, but a couple times I watched Brown, I was really impressed with their athleticism considering the Ivy League angle. I mean, I don't think Brown's a great team, but I think if you don't bring your A game, Brown could give you a game with their athleticism. I got them beating Brown on December 10th. You?
Yes, I got them getting past Brown.
So that puts them at 6-5. Then they have 10 days of rest, essentially 10 days of rest, and they're going to need it because Oakland, yes, Oakland in Michigan, not Oakland, California. Oakland comes to town, and I like what I see from Greg Campy's squad there. Greg Camp squad. I forget, what is it? Campy? Is it Camp? I always forget.
Campy. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he's been there for a long time, and he's got a pretty good roster. I feel like coming into this year, dangerous playing. They get a chance to play Big Brother. They were 20-12 a season ago. What are you doing here?
I'm taking Sparty, but like you said, Greg Campy and Oakland always play Michigan State tough, whether it's in East Lansing or in Detroit when they play at the Palace. I can tell you, I'll be on Oakland with the spread when we preview that game on December 21st.
I agree. Give me Sparty to go to, what is it, 7-5. Then then you got the last out of conference game going on Friday, December 30th, where the Buffalo Bulls, who are another decent squad. I mean, watch out. I'm telling you, like Brown, Oakland, and Buffalo are not like 100% sure wins. I mean, yes, for any program. I mean, I'm saying like if you don't bring your A game, those are decent teams. I still got them winning this. I got them going 3-0 in that out of conference slate late in December. It puts them at 8-5. You got them winning this?
Yeah, and they're going to need all these to get to 8-5. So I think they'll get it done, but it's not going to be easy. This is, like we said, this is as hard a non-conference schedule as we've seen so far, and we've done a bunch of previews already.
I mean, the one like easy gimmick or gimme win was Northern Arizona. I mean, I think Brown's probably right there.
Yeah,
but Oakland and Buffalo, like I would not be surprised if they're in the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? Like those teams are good. All right. Well, look, let's talk the 2023 side of the schedule. But first, let me get us paid. I want to tell you that the college basketball experience. Well, look, we're on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Subscribe, tell a friend. Remember, every game, every day of the college basketball season will be here. So subscribe over there. But look, we started with the Sports Gambling Podcast. That's why we're part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. SGP, the Sports Gambling Podcast, was the originator, the first thing that started back in 2011. All right. They are doing a great contest on YouTube right now where they're giving you a chance to win either an autographed jersey from Lawrence Taylor or an autographed jersey from Brian Dawkins. I know those are football players. We're doing basketball here, but if you don't know who that is, Brian Dawkins, legendary safety for the Eagles and Broncos, and Lawrence Taylor, legendary linebacker for the Giants, and also fantastic actor in Any Given Sunday. Right? Let's go. The contest is completely free to enter. All you have to do is subscribe to youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. Comment on a video. Each video is a new chance to win. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss SGP contacting you when they pull out the winner. And yeah, let's go. Let it ride. All right, here we are back talking Sparty basketball. Oh man, the gauntlet starts. That is Big Ten basketball play. So we're not going to go game by game. We're just going to look at a 3-game stretch that might the hardest 3-game stretch of the season, where you could say, hey, opportunities to get wins, to build that resume, to get to the NCAA tournament, or to get great seeding in the NCAA tournament. Or what's that 3-game stretch? I know you can actually. There's a few. I feel like you can pinpoint. What's that 3-game stretch that you just think, oh man, can they find a way to come out 2-1 in this 3-game stretch, or find a way to get some great wins there?
I'm going to go to the dog days of February at the end, February 18th through 25th, where you got to go to your rival Michigan on Saturday the 18th. Then you come home and you play the Big Ten preseason pick, Indiana, at home on Tuesday, February 21st. And then you end up in Iowa City at Iowa on February 25th. So that stretch is brutal right there. I mean, that's one you can really make your resume. And I think we both agree this team is going to need some marquee wins coming down the stretch.
Yeah. And this schedule, obviously the Big Ten is great basketball conference. And, it's such a deep conference that it's hard to pinpoint. Cause to me, I thought, man, I mean, how about January 7th? You're home to Michigan. You can, Then January 10th, you're going to Madison, Wisconsin. Then January 13th, you're at Illinois. And even after that, you're home to Purdue. So you could actually take the Wisconsin, Illinois, Purdue side of that, or the Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois side of that. Either way, that stretch absolutely fucking brutal, but it does give you an opportunity to get some key wins. So I must ask you now, I know it's hard to forecast all this because injuries play such a huge role. Where do you got Michigan State though, finishing in the Big Ten here?
I'm gonna go. I think they'll finish 10-10. I think they're gonna be 500. And what does that put them? Probably in the 7 or 8 seed, probably, I would say. And I think ultimately they will get to the NCAA tournament by the skin of their teeth because of how challenging that non-conference schedule is, and it will only help them. I think they're going to be playing in Dayton come March.
Playing games.
Yep.
Their odds are plus 750 to win the Big Ten regular season. The odds-on favorite, folks, just so you know, is the Indiana Hoosiers, then the Michigan Wolverines, then the Illinois Fighting Illini, then the Iowa Hawkeyes, then the Purdue Boilermakers, and then Sparty. I'll tell you this: if Vegas' pecking order essentially is telling you Indiana's going to win, Michigan will be in second, Illinois will be in third, Iowa will be in fourth, Purdue will be in fifth, Michigan State being in sixth. I don't believe that. I think Michigan State will be ahead of Iowa when it's all said and done. I got Michigan State in fifth, but man, I don't know. Cause I always feel like I'm underestimating Wisconsin's, maybe even Ohio State. Actually, I think probably sixth. I just think, it's an interesting year in the Big Ten because you look and say, okay, well, Mike Woodson year 2, he's got their odds on to win the Big Ten, putting a target on him back. We haven't seen Mike Woodson with a target on his back as the head coach of the Hoosiers. Then you got Michigan, who's rebuilding. I feel like a little bit. They're rebuilt. I still think they're going to be a pretty good team, but I'm saying like they lost some pieces I don't think they were expecting to lose. And then you have Illinois, who I thought did a great job in the portal. Iowa lost some key pieces, obviously. Purdue lost a couple key pieces, I would say. So you have opportunity to climb up the ranks. I know Ohio State did great in the portal. It's kind of an open. Am I crazy for saying like it wouldn't shock me if Michigan State finished first or second?
No, because of Tom Izzo, and maybe he likes this group, and it's kind of an under the radar group. But we'll find out real early if they'll have a shot to do that with that non-conference schedule.
I just think, like, to me, I get it on paper. Indiana and Illinois jump out to me as probably, and even Michigan probably as your top three.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're that big of a gap between Michigan and Michigan State. I think it's actually kind of small. I'll take them to finish 6th. That schedule is insane. And I also think like Ohio State, Wisconsin, and even like Maryland could be better than what we think. I can't wait to talk the rest. I can't wait to watch all of this, folks. Well, okay, how about this? What's their ceiling in the NCAA tournament?
I think second weekend.
Yeah.
Izzo's
got a knack
of the Final Four. Yeah, but like you said, he always finds a way to get there when you're least expected it. So, but I don't think this is one of his teams that gets to a Final Four.
Yeah. I'll call for best case scenario, Sweet 16.
Yeah. Fair.
Best case scenario, Sweet 16. All right, folks, subscribe to the college basketball experience. Remember also to subscribe to the college football experience. We cannot wait for the season to start with hoops, but with college football, we're already there. All right. I know it's been a tough year, Sparty, but hey, maybe you just want to talk college football, some other games. Boom, we got you covered. Or maybe you play the spoiler role. Beat the Fighting Illini this weekend. All right. Don't worry. All right. Good things are coming. You got NIL monies coming. Don't worry. All right, folks. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Check out obviously Ryan McIntyre here. Give him a follow on Twitter at moneyline_Mac. Also check out the Ryan and Rush Show, and also check out the NFL Gambling Podcast. And obviously he'll be here with me talking college basketball every single day when the season tips on November 7th. Come on in. Actually, before November 7th, even November 6th, we'll be firing away. So please, if you can, give him a follow. I'm also on Twitter at the Colby D. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. We'd really appreciate it if you took a minute out of your day and went over to the iTunes College Basketball Experience, gave us a 5-star review. Come on, we're doing all this work for you here. Takes 1 minute out of your day. Sponsors always love that stuff, and they go check the comments and feel good about their investment, all that shit. But do that, please, if you can. 5-star review, and then come talk Sparty basketball, football with me. I mean, with everybody. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. I can't recommend it enough. Even if you're just maybe you just want to talk whatever. The Canadian Football League. Boom, there's a channel in there for that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But with basketball, college football, we're talking it every day. Hop in there. You will enjoy it. Also, get the SGPN app in the App Store or Google Play Store. And yeah, I cannot wait for the season. Let's go. All right, folks, this is the Michigan St Spartans 2022-23 season preview episode. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Thank you. Well, that's a great way to get started. And I haven't even won all my games yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family.
What the fuck did I do wrong, Tom?
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Change speed, for Christ's sake.
You're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terror pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're gonna pay for it tonight.
Can I get a whooping?
Whoa, buddy!
I think tide turning, as I remember, I was raised in the desert, but tides kind of turn. It's easy to see a tide turn.
That's how I feel. Damn sick and tired of getting all rebounded. 25 offensive rebounds. First time we blocked, we get called for a